Now, we've been talking the whole weekend, actually. More than 80 suspects arrested over the weekend after the brutal mass rape at West Village in Krugersdorp on Gauteng's West Rand are expected to appear in the local magistrate's court this morning. Hasina Gori brought us that story a bit earlier. But for more on that story, we're now joined via Zoom by Lerato Nogabe. She's the CEO of Kasi Pageants. Lerato, thank you so much for making the time. We know you're busy running around. Lerato, we last spoke to you in June during Youth Month. You're talking about these beautiful pageants that you bring to local townships called Kasi Pageants, where you bring together young people just in efforts to counter multiple societal problems like staying home and being bored or unemployment. And here we are, you hear of this story where young people were coming together to go film a music video, and this happened. What was your response to this? What was your reaction to this?
Hi, Des. Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, it's sad and it's very traumatizing knowing that as a young person you would walk out in the morning from home and the family knows that you're trying to make ends meet, and then something like this has to happen. It's very shocking. It's sad, it's traumatizing, and it just lets us know that whatever that we do, we really aren't safe. And it also teaches us that in whatever that we're doing, also as hosts or a person that's going to be having young people gather together, it's important to also have the law enforcement, or to have the leaders of the communities to know, police officers to know as well of the event, so that we also have that bit of safety in us to proceed well, because I think there's no place that's safe at this moment for any person.
Did it hit home for you, considering that this is what you do as part of your work? You bring together young people, and how can you ensure their safety?
Honestly, it's sad, because most of the time in the modeling world, it's something that happens often where you're either going to be sexually assaulted or harassed or something, because most of the time in this industry we've encountered situations where women are objectified. So at this point, it just pushes us to consider safety more, because as a host, the safety of the people I'm working with is the number one priority. So which is why people like the police and other community leaders should be aware of what is going on, so that they also play their part. And I know that I'm not only working alone to ensure that everyone is safe, and that there are other people that are involved in that as well.
Lerato, to the young people you work with, just give us a sense of the problems they have to encounter in this regard, just in terms of what they've experienced or what you've experienced with young people, and if South African police have come to the fore just in terms of helping out.
So most of the time we would have issues, or I've had issues where the hosts of most pageants, they want us to arrive maybe too early or too late, or we have to leave the venue late, and which is really not safe. So I've played a part in that. Since that had happened to me, I'm going to be able to adjust those and work in a time where everyone can be safe. And also another issue is transportation. Most of the time we work with public transport, so we need to work with a time that is also convenient for everyone and safe as well. So in my community, I've spoken to our police, and they have assured us that they're going to be there to ensure that it is safe, because I think it's important for them to be aware of what is going on as well. And we can't just proceed without knowing, because sometimes, actually not sometimes, all the time, the problem is not with the victim, the problem is with the perpetrators. So whatever that we do, wherever we are, whatever we're wearing, if someone has that mentality and they want to ruin whatever or violate someone, they're still going to do it. But if we are working together to make sure that we are safe, then they won't have space to come in.
So you're saying that you have not necessarily witnessed any gruesome attacks on the people that you're working with? which is great.
No, at the moment we are still safe and sound. We are good, and also we're using school premises, which are very safe for all our gatherings. So everything is under control.
Yeah. Lerato, take us through your interactions with the South African police, just in terms of protection. What sort of processes do you go through?
So what happens is, if you're hosting an event, because I'm working with a few people that are part of the South African Police Services, which are also helping the community in the modeling world as well. So I had to go and speak to a sergeant in Mbalenhle, Sergeant Mutaung, and I spoke to her about the event that is happening, and then she had arranged the officers that are going to be working in that shift around the time of the event to come through and make sure that everything is in place and just see if everything is okay. And also on our side, we have people for security, and the premises has security, so we are maximizing everything so that it's just safe in all aspects.
Now, you have an event coming up this weekend. Taking the Krugersdorp event into consideration, are you finding that you have to be more vigilant?
Yes, I have to. It's actually giving me more reasons to continue putting the safety of the people that I'm working with first, because I don't even know how to react to everything that has happened, because there's so many suspects to that incident, and it's concerning. It's really concerning. But with the help of the police and the security we have, I believe we're going to be safe. And that also tells other hosts as well, people that are going to be working with a number of people, that it's important to put the safety of your people first.
Lerato, thank you so much. You did indicate that you have all those fittings and preparations to make for the weekend's event, so let's let you go. But thank you so much for speaking to us. Lerato Nogabe is the Chief Executive Officer of Kasi Events, and just speaking to us about some of the concerns, the security concerns they have as they put together these events.